We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. How are you? It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I just realized today, 28th of August, we're at the tail end of another month, and it means in a few, months? August. So September, October, November. 4 more months, we'll wrap up 2024. And come 2025, sign of the cross. We don't know what to expect, but we're optimistic that the good waits for us on the other side. All right. But I guess there could be hurdles along the way, and it's good to know what a hurdle may look like. Because sometimes a hurdle is not that stymied, that thing in front of you that's a bar you have to scale over. Sometimes it's not a physical bar. It can take a figurative meaning, implying that you may need to look at a situation differently in order to fully comprehend and then hopefully find the capable words to interpret what it is that you're looking at. Well, I'm saying this because today, as you note, is worthy of note. And I think in the news we have indeed stories worthy of note. The first would be, as I did promise yesterday, we would continue today. Pidome, the Nigerian whistleblower on Twitter, who right now has gone from dark. I don't even know how serious this is, but the picture they paint suggests that this is not just unfair, it infringes on human right. It has both physical and psychological torture in the narrative. And this is a Nigerian who, one hand, believed he was doing something for the benefit of the Nigerian people. And I think this also forces a conversation, because I want to get from your own judgment whether you think it's necessary for a Nigerian to know something and share with the Nigerian public. And I'm trying not to necessarily steer you in any one direction, but I think a worthy mention would be, during the elections, David Hundeyin released some reports, some documents that initially appeared to have been neglected until I think it was former Vice President Abubakar went overseas to court to follow through on what he saw on social media to also drive his own case. And then the thing truly caught fire. One can't imagine how Tinubu must have felt having his name dragged back and forth. He also had to make, at some point, court appearances to defend himself, have his results withheld. People wondering, why are you withholding your result if indeed you went to Chicago State University? Nigerians went to the Chicago website, almost crashed it. I hear even up till today, the Chicago Twitter page has blocked off comments. Well, I saw that about 2 weeks ago. I don't know how I don't know how current that particular statement still is, whether it's still blocked off or whether it's now open to the public. Like, it was, you can tell it was really dramatic. Some people thought, well, his results really should not be a concern. We should look at his capabilities, and if on that basis our judgment find him worthy of office, then we vote for him and give him position to run the country. Others say, well, if the process of bringing him into office is not excellent, then there's nothing about his name or office that should be referred to as excellent. Okay. And I guess David Hundeyin is one of a few Nigerians. Now we can add Pidome to the list of Nigerians who think Nigerians need to know. So I want Nigerians today on Worthy of Note to debate how worthy of note it is to even know. Because on one hand, I think you would say, well, we know these things, we can't do anything about it. That's what many of you have told me in the past. And I wonder why that is the logic, but I guess I'm going to debate you another day. Because even when I bring up some conversations that many of you may deem to be conspiracy theories, you still ask me, well, you read so much, you know too much. What do you do with the information? It's like, how do you ask a question like that? Now, the only reason you can ask a question like that would be because you have gotten so used to not knowing. And honestly, now that you're invited to a knowing party, you're just here for the alcohol. And once the night is over, you're going home to sleep. You wake up the next day, you join the rat race. There's really nothing. I mean, you believe that you can't contend with the system. And maybe you have a point. Just maybe. That's why we have radio. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. Okay, so after that, I want to go into another conversation. I want to update you on a number of things. One, Zuckerberg makes a quote-unquote confession. Okay, that plus I wanted to bring one serious gist. Serious because I think it's scintillating gist. I think if I gave you the gist, you would probably look me in the eye and give me maybe a cresting conspiracy theorist. Or maybe you would say, you see that conspiracy theory thing? It's just, let's rename it. Let's call it an alert. Let's just say this is an alert. It's probably not conspiracy. It's more a way to alert the people. I'm going to begin a series today. Next week, I will bring you the story, and I would want for you to tell me what you think about it. But today, the series is more psychological on this issue for what's happening globally, or on the issue of what's happening globally. Today, I want to ask you the question, if there was truly a global agenda to imprison, impoverish, or control the world, how would it happen? I want to assume that many of you don't even believe that anything like that is happening. Some others may want to believe that something like that is happening, and it's fair. We at least have access to a little bit of information here and there. I want us to debate what is real news, what's not, what's conspiracy theory, what's a lie, what is facts, and what is being misinterpreted, because many times the news is largely misinterpreted. I want to take you back to the Nigerian. You remember during COVID, there were a number of doctors who came out to tell us what they thought about the virus and how they were treating the virus, who became a virus in the people who were their patients or who presented themselves to the doctors. And one of those doctors was a Nigerian. And they almost made her sound like she was crazy. You remember that? Good. I have an update from that doctor. Nothing necessarily interesting. Yeah, but it's worth hearing what her opinion is 4 years later. And then Premium Times, the newspaper, I found a very interesting investigation that they carried out recently. And it's on milk. Ladies and gentlemen, what you call milk? I'm asking you, is it really milk? By the way, if you have some time, I would ask you to just Google milk or mimic. I think that's the heading for their most current research on milk or mimic. And we'll talk about it in a moment. I want to know, I think I just want to inform you and then get a reaction from you. You determine whether you are still in this game of consuming milk. Good. Or consuming what you think is milk. All right. According to their research, the Nigerian consumers they spoke to certainly have absolutely no qualms with this whole milk thing. It is we who, maybe it's them who like a little bit of information and intelligence to the information that are bothered about the facts. Nigerians pretty much don't concern themselves with the facts, but I want to assume that you probably could be concerned with the facts. At 2:30, Desmond will be here. That tells us there's so much to talk about between now and 2:30 when Desmond shows up. So how about we begin? We're talking on Nigeria Info. We hold it to be worthy of notice, a beautiful Wednesday afternoon on 99.3. We're Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. The sun rises here.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Demo, come
No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
West Africa Weekly gathered that Pidome has been moved Tuesday evening to NCCC in the company of his investigating police officer, IPO. That's despite his deteriorating health. Yesterday, I read that his health was beginning to deteriorate. The details of it really, I would say, is sketchy, but we can at least have a solid comprehension of what it means for a person's health to not be optimal while he is in custody of officers that may not necessarily handle him in the most humane manner. Okay, so the report by West Africa Weekly adds that before moving him to NCCC, Pidome was denied access to his legal team, including family and friends. This, they state, is a gross violation of his human rights. In addition, on Saturday, it was reported that the NCCC say, and I quote, new directive, or gave a new directive, that no one should be allowed to see him at the Force Criminal Investigation Department. This violation has greatly impacted his access to food, toiletries, communication with his family and his legal team. Let's once again go quickly back to what has brought us here. A Nigerian who thought he was working in favor of the Nigerian people, who thought Nigerian people needed information, which could be used to lay a foundation for their arguments against government whenever they decided to approach government, either particularly in protest, for a demand or for demand that they thought was or would be necessary for the Nigerian welfare. The Nigerian government, on the other hand, thought that he had access to privileged information, should not have put it out, and as such, that is against the state. We begin the conversation right now. The phone number, 0201-277-0993. That's for the male. The female, 0201-465-7190. And on WhatsApp, 08095975805. Welcome to the show. Do Nigerians need information? Meaning that if there be another intending whistleblower, he shouldn't bother. Or is this a very courageous Nigerian who's doing something for Nigerians, something all Nigerians should be grateful for? And as such, maybe even support him in speaking to the government for his immediate release. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon, sister.
Good afternoon to you. Good to have you.
Now, thank you very much. You asked us a question whether we have right to know everything. We have right to know secret of government. We have right to know the secret of governor. Look at government. Our president, we have right to know secret. All these things that he's doing, during Jonathan to know like this. So, if he does not have any skeleton in his cupboard, why is he prosecuting that guy? They do not really give him access to food, access to water. That is, they want to kill him. They want to kill him. That is why I call this government is a cake and cannibalistic. This government is a flesh-eating government. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Lady J.
Thank you very much for calling. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
I'm Zaboli calling from Ikorodu.
Good to have you.
Do you know it's not only Pidom that was picked? How about this guy that was picked? Shoyinka Adejuwon.
I heard he's been released, and that's why I didn't even bring it forward.
Okay. But why was he picked in the first instance?
Oh, well.
Lady J, the truth about this whole thing is this. I don't believe a few of them can silence the rest of us, in the sense that how can you tell people not to feel or express themselves in a society we call a democracy? Of course, we are not, and I repeat, emphatically repeating that we are not practicing democracy. You can't shush us all and whip us all into line. If 1% of what they are putting into the arrest and stifling of the masses, protesters, journalists, if they put it into combating crime, into combating insurgency, I think by now we will be far gone. If you say something, they nip you in the bud. You want to shush people, you want to stifle the opposition. When they were also in the opposition, they did more than this. Of course, we have a right to know. And I'm glad for what is happening in the Twitter space. Everybody is speaking up. Everywhere you see, free Pidom. And you see them, they are trying to break him. They are trying to break every other person that decides to raise up or rise up to speak against the government. You can't tell people to be silent when we see these things on a daily basis. You can't. Every day these things come into the fore. You see, why are they not going around to arrest terrorists and bandits? No. The innocent Nigerian, that is talking with his sword, which is the pen, and you go to carry a sledgehammer to kill a fly
Let me quickly ask
on a
you,
glass table.
have you considered the position of the government? They are accusing him, at least the allegation against him is unlawful possession, leakages of classified documents, and cyber-related offenses. Do you think this is enough for him to, one, be arrested, two, treated the way he's been treated?
Leakages of classified documents, Lady J. These are civil servants. They are servants of the people, of the masses. What could be leakages? Classified documents, my foot. See, this thing that has come out to the public domain is what journalists like you go out. How do you sleep, Lady J?
I pray and then I sleep.
How do you sleep? You have to prep up to keep the public in the know. And so when you do these things, are you telling me that somebody should shoot you up and whip you into or pick you up at the airport or at your house when you do these things? No. You are only doing your job as a legal citizen. You are only exercising your franchise to keep the public in the domain, in the know. That's what you're doing. I don't think it is so classified that we shouldn't have a right as masses to know what is happening in our country. If they know that they want something to be private, then they shouldn't take up public offices. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you very much for calling. It's also worth noting that in 2011, former President Goodluck Jonathan signed the Freedom of Information Act. And I think you know what that means. Okay, I'll tell you in a moment. The sunny side, welcome to Nigeria Info. Turn up the volume of your radio set. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, this is the merchant man.
Good to have you.
It's good to be on your program.
Good to have you.
I think, just like you mentioned lastly about the Freedom of Information Act, I think the person who actually allowed it to be used was too docile to use it the way it was used against him. Because people who ran through that act, they are now using it to oppress the rest of us. And it is very, very bad. Now, the reason all these things are happening is because of the type of administration we have as a people who we somehow call the police of the world. If we had American presidency or American government that was so mean to farm at every atom of corruption, I think majority of what we are passing through today, we won't be passing through them.
Okay.
Because you see Nigerian politicians falling on top of each other whenever you hear American politics or election coming up, because they know who they will support and they know who will support their evil agenda.
Pardon me, I hate to interrupt you. I have to quickly go off on a break. I'll be right back to continue the conversation.
All right.
We'll be right back, Lagos.
Listen, coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In this first episode, I speak with Amina Salihu, a feminist and a practitioner in the philanthropy field in Africa.
And so once a country does not prioritize the well-being of its teachers, you're also diminishing the value that you have put on education.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you an independent female artist, a producer, a DJ, a songwriter who wants to take a career to the next level? Then Her Sound 2.0 is for you. Enjoy comprehensive training and mentorship, access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, 2 days free bootcamp, and more. To register for Her Sound 2.0, visit www.hersoundglobal.com to register for free. To complete your application, post a 30-second video on Instagram telling us why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. And don't forget to use the hashtags. Hashtag Her Sound Peach. Her Sound 2024. It's time to hear her.
Her Sound 2024 is brought to you by Chechesuite Nation and powered by Google. Supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Grunge Cake, Mavico Foods. Media partners, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, and Heap TV.
For more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
What's that station again?
Oh, yeah, Campbell, go back.
No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So, like, here we they talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
My name's Joyce. Welcome to 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am here choosing to feel the pulse of Nigerians regarding a moving story that is of a Nigerian who we can better call a whistleblower due to his acts on social media, releasing some documents that the government deemed private and not for public consumption. Well, this Nigerian now is in the hands of government. The way he was picked up and has been handled thus far, at least according to reports, can only at best be described as inhumane. I'm going back to the telephone lines to pick up your view on the matter. Are you still there? Okay, so I lost him. The sunny side. Is it necessary for Nigerians who would ever at any point decide to release documents to the public do so? Do Nigerians think that's a sensible thing to do? Or are Nigerians on the side of the government that says if it's not given to the public by the government, do not give it to the public on behalf of the government, particularly when the government is not in support? Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon once again, Joy.
Okay, I'm with you.
The merchant man, I'm back.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are you classifying? Classify the document, classify the information. Now, you walk to power or you run to power through the information you felt was allowed to be free for all persons who were involved. And you did everything, including demonstrations and protests, in order to get to the power. But it's quite unfortunate that those things you people feel you are hiding are the real things that's supposed to move the nation forward. Names were given by the United Arab Emirates about terrorists in Nigeria. I think it is one of the classified information that somebody might have leaked and it becomes issue. What I'm saying is, in as much as these people feel they are God, but one thing I know is, at every time, there are times for people to stand and answer questions about what they have done. You can see how things are changing.
Okay.
Things are really changing. And just like you mentioned...
Hold on a second. Pardon me, I can't quite let you go further. For the second time, I apologize. It's 1 p.m. I have to be off on a break to bring the news update.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, it's all right. Hang in there. Stay alive.
No problem. I'll be
sure.
back.
Okay, the sunny side. It's 1 p.m.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. You are listening to the news updates this hour. The Lagos Mass Transit Red Line Rail is set to begin partial operations today. The Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority says the trains will convey passengers freely and run 4 trips a day between Oyingbo and Agbado. Spokesperson for the agency, Kolawole Ojelabi, says the Red Line is one of the 6 rail lines and 1 monorail prescribed for Lagos in her strategic transport master plan. Ojelabi says the milestone marks the culmination of planning and training of technical and ground staff, the installation of all the security features, and the successful
6-week trial run. The trial run was conducted without passengers to ensure the system's safety, reliability, and efficiency. Meanwhile, from today, the Red Line system will interact with non-fee paying passengers in organized groups to collect feedback before the commencement of commercial operations. Moving on, we hear that over 31.8 million Nigerians are suffering from acute food insecurity compounded with malnutrition among women and children in the country. The price increase is as a result of the removal of petrol subsidy, in addition to security challenges. A report by the Nigerian Development Partners, which includes the Food and Agriculture Organization, GAIN, and others, made this disclosure at the joint review meeting on implementation of the food systems in Nigeria. The stakeholders advocated a multi-sectoral approach of collaboration to tackle food security, or rather tackle food insecurity. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control says the agency has not advised Nigerians to stop eating bread. The Director General of the agency, Muji Adeyeye, says the video circulating on social media, which claims that the agency has raised concerns about bread safety in Nigeria, is false. Professor Adeyeye clarified that the use of saccharin in bread was not permitted under the Nigerian Industrial Standard and the Codex General Standard for Food Additives. She warned that any baker found using unapproved additives like saccharin would be sanctioned according to the extant regulatory provisions. The agency emphasized that at no point did it advise Nigerians to stop using or eating bread produced in the country. And a Ukraine drone attack has set an oil depot in Russia's southern region of Rostov alight. The regional governor of the area, Vasily Golubev, confirmed the overnight strike, saying that firefighters were extinguishing the blaze at the depot in Rostov's Kamensky district, with no casualties reported. Russia's Ministry of Defense earlier said air defense units destroyed 4 drones over the region overnight, without mentioning the attack on the oil depot. Ukraine's strike marked its latest attack on Russian oil and gas facilities in retaliation for attacks on its energy infrastructure. And that's the news update. You are still listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo.
What's that station again?
We're like gold diggers.
Something you need to know about yourself. So like here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info, The Sunny Side. You remember DJ Switch? Do you remember that name? Yeah, the lady who streamed live the shooting of protesters by soldiers at the Lekki toll gate October 20th October? Good. Who had to flee Nigeria? Yeah. I just wanted to drop it in there. I know you'd catch it. Okay, so here is a Chineye streaming from London. I follow Pidome on Twitter and I read the information he puts out. So many of the information are so shocking, I was genuinely scared for him because Nigerians are not worth it. Ooh. Look at what he is facing. Nigerians never did anything with the information he put out, and now he is paying a heavy price that may cost him his life. Do you remember Dadiyata? Let me see. I think that's some northerner that, Dadiyata. Yeah, from Kaduna. Well, I'm not sure if he's from Kaduna, but I remember. Remind me. Because I think. I'm not sure. I know I've seen the name. You say Dadiyata. He is yet to be found. I just pray he comes out of this alive. Nigerians, the most docile people, are not worth it. Well, Nigerians, before you attack this last message, it's really worth introspecting here. Are Nigerians truly docile? Because honestly, if you think about it, the purpose of putting out... Yeah, what state? I want the state, thank you. The purpose of putting out the information, I don't know. One would be, well, Nigerians, now you have information. Hopefully you do something with it. And in her message, she's saying Nigerians can't do anything with anything. Kaduna, right? Okay, yeah. So I remember the guy then, if that's the case. I remember him, Dadiata. Thank you so much, Chinaya from London. So yeah, I was on the thoughts. She's saying that Nigerians are docile. You give them information, and it's just a blunt blade the moment it touches their heads or their ears, because they never really do anything about it. Well, should that be the purpose of releasing information? Two, what if the government thinks, well, yeah, Freedom of Information Bill, we think you should know something, but not everything. And maybe Nigerians agree with the government. It's a two-edged sword in a manner that it can slice us anyhow we slice it, anyhow we swing the sword. Okay, let's talk. I want to hear what you think about Nigerians being docile. One, two, are Nigerians even worth the sacrifice? Or should no whistleblower even bother? The government wouldn't tell you, so you have a Nigerian who's risking his life telling you. Is it worth it? Hello, welcome.
Hello, Joyce.
Yes. Wow, I'm sure you just really are pressing that phone. Like, what?
Let me just conclude my thoughts
Hurry
before
up.
the last one will cut everything off. I don't think Nigerians or Nigeria was people risking their life trying to expose some secrets for them, because at the end of the day, you will still see people who feel it is conspiracy to either paint back the government of the day. At the end of the day, you see people not working with the information they were made available with. Let me just round off the point I was trying to make. The reason you see all these things going the way it goes is because of the fact that people we were looking up to, people we felt they gave us the ideology called democracy, at this particular point in time of politics, are looking the other way around. And things are happening the way nobody imagined it will happen in this part of the world. Just because these few benefit from the corrupt individuals they are supervising. Now, what is happening with latest issues in American politics, I think it will be a tsunami to these our corrupt people. If you look at the way Zuckerberg has put up his disclaimer, or the issue he put up that he said we will discuss next week, that one is a point to it. Then another one is the arrest of Pavel Durov, the man that owns Telegram, because he allowed Telegram to be free for all speech. They forced him to censor it the way Jack Dorsey censored X, now X, the other time Twitter, during the elections. Nobody was allowed to express his opinion. And these few people, the deep state people who have vowed to be the monitors and the supervisors of the agendas across the world, they don't want people to know. They don't want people to come up with information that will help their entire nations. Now, this man is in just because of the set of corrupt people in the American government. If you look around, you will see the amount of people who have been languishing in different prisons across the world because of the truth they try to make the world know. You remember this guy of Wikipedia? What is his name? That one, he was released few weeks ago, yes. But what I know is very soon, the way it's going, because now a lot of people are endorsing the candidature of Donald Trump. By the time this man who knows the truth and decided to put it as a part of a tool to fight the deep state, if by the time he comes in, he wins, I believe most of all these people who have been incarcerated because they want to speak the truth to the authority, I know they will be released.
So the only thing you have done here is you have moved from Nigeria to America. And the problem with that is that there is actual liberty, at least far more than you have in Nigeria. So I don't know if the American reference even has any bearing on this matter.
Yes, it has bearing, because why I mentioned France, the guy, the Telegram guy, Pavel Durov, that was arrested in France, is as a result of the headache we have across the world.
So here's the thing. I think you have listened to the sunny side enough to know that there's what news tells you, then there's what the actual story is. So let's just wait a little bit more.
Okay. But what I know is by the time what I see happening happens, I think there will be a sigh of relief across the world. Let it continue to unfold.
Thank you.
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, my sister. God bless you.
So here, the reason I'm saying that is because when Twitter was censoring information during the COVID period, I'm sure many of you thought, well, what mainstream news was reporting had to be the truth until Elon Musk took over Twitter, made it X, and then released Twitter files. Okay, so relax. The news bakes and then it becomes cake. By the time it's done, it probably don't taste like cake. Good. We're going to quickly share some information with you and continue the conversation. Don't waste my time.
Well, Joyce, it is time for a summer camp. The Upbeat Summer Camp is an unforgettable 8-week summer camp adventure where on-site excitement and skill development await. Our comprehensive program offers a diverse range of core activities, including gymnastics, a chef academy, football, basketball, and artificial intelligence, as well as robotics for on-site skill development for the children during this summer break. Now, every Friday, participants will also enjoy engaging in arts and craft, virtual games, trampoline sessions, and outdoor activities. The Upbeat Summer Camp is happening at the Upbeat Center at number 11 Admiralty Road, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Weekly bookings will cost you 60,000 naira. The daily bookings are 15,000 naira. And of course, there's a 10% discount for siblings. Now, starting from July the 22nd, the summer camp has been going on. It will be ending on September the 7th, 2024. For inquiries, sponsorships, or partnerships, please contact us at 0908 878 8994. Brought to you by Upbeat, the first trampoline and family entertainment service in West Africa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for the right path to study, live, or work abroad without losing your funds, to unscrupulous travel agents, or you are looking for funds to finance your overseas plans, if the answer to these questions is yes, then don't miss out on the exclusive opportunity to reserve your seat at the Jakba seminar with Uzo Dudoba of Wazobia FM. Gain valuable insights, earn yourself travel loans, learn proven strategies, get insider tips, network with individuals, and of course leaders in the industry, one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the next step, the practical next step in your journey towards being in the abroad. Saturday the 7th of September is the date, and of course the time is 12 noon prompt. Make sure you are there. 12 noon prompt. The venue, Creative Box Hall at Diniron Gusonya Shopping Mall in Surulere, Lagos. The access fee is 10,000 naira per head. And for seat reservations and further inquiries, please contact the number 0802 383 1303. Hurry to secure your spots because the seats are filling up fast. Now, this event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Note that we do not give visas over here, simply facilitating your journey abroad. So remember that as you come along.
What's that station again? No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So now here we talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
Are you an independent female artist, producer, DJ, or songwriter, and you want to take your career to the next level? Then Her Sound 2.0 is exactly what the doctor ordered for you. At Her Sound 2.0, you will enjoy comprehensive mentorship and training. You would also get access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, and a free 2-day boot camp, as well as so much more in tow. Now, for free registration, go to the website at www.hersoundglobal.com. www.hersoundglobal.com to complete your application. Make sure you are posting a 30-second video on Instagram telling us just why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. Use the hashtag Her Sound Pitch, hashtag Her Sound 2024. These two hashtags, use them to post your video. It is time to hear her. Her Sound 2.0 is brought to you by Cheche Smith Nation and powered by Google. Supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Mavico Foods, and Grunge Cake. Media partners are Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, and Hip TV. For more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram. Remember, at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
I want to thank my Skype caller for holding on for quite a minute. Hello, Skype caller. Thank you very much for being here.
Hi, Joyce. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Welcome.
Good to speak with you again.
Good to hear from you.
It's very interesting. Sorry, my name is Gina.
Welcome, Gina. What are you calling
It's
from?
very interesting. I'm calling from the US.
Okay.
It's very interesting to hear people call and then they're talking about Nigerians in the third person as if some people are from Ghana or from Gabon, as if we are not all in this together.
Okay. It's
very interesting to hear that. See, and we are not ready. That's all I can say. It's not about calling on the radio and giving like a fantastic speech. I know the lady from the UK that sent that message, I think that's a very thought-provoking question. Is it really worth it? All the information that he put out, what was he used for eventually? And now the guy is there by himself. He's there. He's on his own. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, for me, the most important thing for me, the thing that I'm scared about the most is the fact that, like you said in your brief, his health is failing. They're not allowing his family to see him, his attorney to see him. And the sad reality is, Joy, anything can happen to that guy and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. There'll probably be like an outcry for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and nothing will happen. The guy will just become another statistics. Why? Because the politicians have made people so poor that they are not even thinking about, going to the street, but they are thinking about their daily bread. Somebody that has not eaten, will they go and pest? So they have carefully put people where they know, these people cannot even revolt. So it's not about saying people, they can't even do anything. When you look at things from another perspective. I say this, as somebody that had, an issue with police while I was in Nigeria, there was an issue, and I must say here that, the people that are supposed to protect you, those guys are the ones that will even put the fire. I'm telling you. So
really?
I can imagine what the guy is going through there. Joyce, I'm speaking from a personal experience. You see all those so-called IPOs, whatever, those guys, I can imagine what that guy is going through. I just hope that the guy will not lose his life. Okay. I just hope so. Okay. And all of these things going on, it just goes to show how the country has deteriorated. There was an interview on CNN. One lady was like, this is not like countries where the rule of law is not it's ahead to. And then she mentioned Nigeria. So people say that's a straight bullet. That's not any straight bullet. It's a direct shot. It's a direct shot. It's a direct shot. Nothing like straight bullets. It's very painful, I must say. It's very, very painful.
Okay.
It's very painful. I can imagine what his family is going through.
And you think the real problem here, the Nigerians have become weak mentally, and they
are weakened mentally. It's not even okay. They are weakened mentally. Those people that even have some ounce of strength in them, when they think about their daily struggles, who's going to leave getting their daily bread to go and protest? Who's going to do that? You brought up an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the next whistleblower shouldn't even bother because Nigerians are not worth it.
You see the likes of David Hundeyin, you see how he's blowing his own whistle from the abroad.
Yeah.
If you want to blow whistle, go to somewhere, go to a secure location and blow your whistle. That's all I can say.
All right.
Because when the chiefs are down, when everything goes south, you don't see them now. You don't see them. If you want to blow whistle, go to secure location and blow your whistle. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. Welcome to the sunny side. We're holding to be worthy of note, and we're looking through the developing story of a Nigerian whistleblower who told the public what the Nigerian government didn't want the public to know. We're talking about it. There's a message here. I guess there's no name. I'll just move on. He said, oh, this is Frederick from the UK. Joyce, let's get logical here. We haven't been anything but logical. So you're not speaking to primary school kids. Okay, moving on. You say there are consequences for action, and there is nothing like absolute freedom anywhere in the world. But at least, can we grade the freedom in Nigeria? Because I think you have done something here. You haven't in any way applied any measure of consideration or even thought to the actual scenario. Are you saying he shouldn't speak? Is that what you're saying when you say there's no freedom? Are you saying that Nigerians should not know? What exactly are you saying? Because freedom, again, is relative, right? Nobody's going to put Elon Musk for releasing Twitter files. Zuckerberg just gave a letter to tell the position of his company and the role it played during COVID and during last elections. Are you going to put him in prison? Many other people have been leaking secrets about the government. Well, they're not dead. At least not today. So what exactly are you saying? I'll wait. Okay, I want to come here. This one goes, I share Chineye's sentiment. Nigerians often seem overly compliant, easily led, and focus primarily on immediate gratification. Their concerns often revolve around basic needs, and this self-centeredness can be a hindrance. True freedom for Nigeria may only come when its people become restless and demand more, much like the story of Isaac telling Esau about Jacob. This is Stanley from Ajah. Thank you very much for your message. Joy, late Gani Fawahimi once said Nigeria is the only country in the world where the people don't know what they want. The country is not worth dying for. King One Day, thank you very much for your message. I'm going to read one more and then go to Skype. If you're on the Skype, give me a moment, please. Nigerians are so gullible. There was a time I was asking the power-holding guys some question. It was my father and mother that kicked against me, telling me in the presence of those guys that I'm asking too much questions. So our parents are part of our gullible attitude. This is Okwayemi. Thank you very much for your message. Let's see. I have a minute and a half before commercial break. Let me go to the telephone lines. Please Skype wait. Nigeria Info, welcome to the show. What's your name?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Mr. Frank.
Welcome. You have a minute here. Go ahead, please.
No problem. You see, I want to start from the people that says that Nigerians are hungry, that we are thinking of how to get food, and we cannot do anything. And the other lady says that even if the guy dies there, that nothing will happen. There is no problem. Did you know, it's just like somebody told me that when Davido did his wedding, that the son of the president wanted to come, and the father said no. Why did he say no? Because they know what they are doing. And they know all that Nigerians are not happy with them. Why do we need information? We need it. We need to give out information. We need to get information. That is why we have radio. We listen to radio or we call radio. And that is why Nigeria Info are doing what they give us a number 02014671715 because they are doing fine. It is those people that are doing evil that doesn't want any of that thing to go outside. But one thing I know, people should stop seeing Nigeria as if that we are gullible. That no.
Okay, hold on a second, please. I want to go off on a break. Is there proof to the contrary that Nigerians are not gullible? That's a question you'll try to answer when we return. We'll be right back.
After this.
The annual DBN Entrepreneurship Training Program, DBN-ETP, is the flagship program of the Development Bank of Nigeria and is currently in its 6th circle. Capacity building is a core mandate of the Development Bank of Nigeria, and so far, the bank has trained over 5,000 MSMEs across Nigeria digitally and physically, leveraging partnerships and the DBN Learning Management System, LMS. The annual DBN Entrepreneurship Training Program aims to achieve the following objectives: ensure MSMEs have the skills and competencies to defend sound and viable business proposals, improve the capacity of MSMEs to access available credit, improve the capacity of MSMEs for efficient funds utilization, trade, investments, and access to markets. Courses include credit management and access to finance, accounting and bookkeeping, marketing, sustainability for small businesses, and more to take your business to the next level. So hurry and sign up and complete these courses on our website www.devbankng.com on or before September 6, 2024. DBN, financing sustainable growth.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined point. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. We want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Hey Lagos, have you heard of the gathering of diction coaches, educators, consultants, and communication enthusiasts? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the 2024 edition of the Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria, ADCN's National Conference. The theme of the conference is Elocution in the Digital Age, adapting traditional speech training methods for modern communication platforms. The ADCN conference will feature keynote speeches, panel sessions, and networking among like minds. The rich lineup of speakers include award-winning presenter, radio and TV host Frank Edor, communication professionals such as Dr. Catherine Onyejiaka, Femi Obong-Daniels, Omotunde Adebowale David Lolowon, BB George, Ofeoluwa Wole Ojo, Titus Bankole, personal brand champion Omotoyosi Ajayi, and renowned educationists such as Dr. Wasiu Adumadei, President Emeritus NAPPS, and Mrs. Ayola Akinyeye, Director of Schools, Crystalline Schools Limited. Date, August 31st, 2024. Time, 10 a.m. Dinner, 5 p.m. Venue, Crystalline School, Lekki, located at 12 Olubumi Owa, off Admiralty Road, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. It's a free-to-attend event, but registration is necessary. So, to register, visit bit.ly/ADCN National Conference. That is bit.ly/ADCN National Conference. For more information, inquiries, partnership, and sponsorship, you can call the numbers 0812-626-2814. That is 0812-626-2814 or 0803-838-0173. 0803-838-0173. The conference will be streamed online, so you can join via ADCN's social media handles on Facebook, Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria, or you can follow on Instagram at diction_coaches_of_Nigeria for more details. The 2024 ADCN National Conference is proudly supported by P1 Max, the British Council, Crystalline Schools Limited, MTN, and 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, at the end, well, towards the tail end of this show, there's going to be a draw that will see one winner who played the one play game. How do you play the one play game? You could do that by dialing *347 *880 *3 hash. Yes, *347 *880 *3 hash. Or you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng and play the game. You play the game by clicking on the Nigeria Info button. Make sure you have your 500 naira with you, because each ticket is going to cost you 500 naira. Of course it would. Now, you're not just playing for the daily winnings during the day. You are also playing for the weekend winnings. We'll be giving away on Friday 500,000 naira large. That is how much is on the board that time. So make sure you remember that when you are playing the game. Remember, your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on oneplay.ng, or you go by way of using the USSD code *347 *880 *3#. Now, remember to play responsibly, and also remember to make sure you're above the age of 18 while playing. By play responsibly, I mean play with only what you can afford to let go of. Yes, it is One Play after all. It is not One Work. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited. Licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. The whole idea of me telling you this is so that you know we are government approved and definitely legit. So keep playing and keep winning today.
We're back, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Okay, the gentleman from the UK whom I was asking about a minute ago what exactly he was driving at has provided us some clarities. I'll share that in a moment, but first let's go to Skype. Hello, welcome Skype caller, how are
you? Good afternoon, Joyce.
Sure, welcome. It's good to have you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Abiola from Manchester.
You sound like you're sleeping. Could you speak like you're awake?
Okay, thank you. Joyce, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What constitutes a classified information?
When the government doesn't show it to you, that.
So any information government did not show me,
well,
even if I use FOI bill to get the information, can you still call that?
Yeah, but you see, FOI bill, the Freedom of Information, sometimes it's full, sometimes it's partial disclosure. You see, that's the thing.
So if it is partial disclosure, and they still give me something.
Okay.
That is, I'm free to disclose that outside, right?
Absolutely.
Now,
if it's full disclosure, you can disclose it. Even many times, even the government themselves even disclose information.
Yeah, because sometimes what we believe to be a classified information is a top-notch, maybe information that should not even come to the public. Let's say, for example, how US invade Afghanistan, what they do there, what they use there, the kind of weapon they use. That is what I personally believe to be a classified information.
Oh, okay.
When it's coming to how government spend 1 billion to fix a road, and you went there and say, how will government use 1 billion to fix this road?
Yeah.
I don't classify that to be classified any longer because it's about, for me, it's about is a collective. It's my collective. It's a collective patrimony.
Absolutely
that
correct.
we hand over to one person to spend. Okay, see for example now, my president go and buy. Okay, our president and or INEC president or whatever. Nigerian president went to buy jet, yacht, jeep, without those things in the budget. When you now speak about it, they'll start labeling you terrorists or whatever.
Okay.
Now, coming to Nigerians, for me, I want to salute those guys who are still around the country and who are still fighting hard to make sure that Nigeria does not become a kind of animal farm of salt. Personally, I respect people like that. I respect Pidom. I respect the Jadinyoju. I respect people who are around that country and they are still speaking to power, what it should be. I respect them. I give it to them. But one thing is clear, like that person speak from US, Joyce, if all ships are down, you will all be on your own. Okay. And these are the things when this thing happened to Abu Dumimin in the House of Representatives, people like us were like, Nigeria should come out and protest and defend this man. They did not defend that man. Another person has come out. The one that happened last one is nobody defending this man. Even a traveled mind to speak power, all of them will be quiet because they know when all ships are down, they are going to be on their own. So we are running a country as of today where everybody will be keeping quiet.
Well, so should the people keep quiet? Because you're insinuating that maybe this silence is imposed on the people. Should the people keep quiet? Do they have a liberty not to be quiet?
Even the fourth realm of how do we call it now? The press even the press will be silent over this because freedom but if he's not a journalist, he will be on his own.
What do you mean wait, are you saying we're complicit in some way?
Yeah, the journalists are not going to explain. They are not going to. They will talk about it for 1-2 days and they will leave it. Okay, let me ask you, Joyce, where is this woman that talk about this Royco that said that did a kind of analysis and said this thing has a lot of sugar, and because he said he has the sugar.
Yeah.
Where is the woman up to now?
Well, she's not in behind bars. She has bail. I guess they're still going through their court case. Okay, so
okay. But for me, even the press that ought to be on the neck of government and say this freedom of a thing, this guy commit no crime.
Wow.
All of them will be silent. You see now.
Okay. So hold on a second, because this is very interesting. Lagos, can you see this? Hold on a second. When you look at press people, how many press people are there? And I think I understand what you mean when you say we should say. So this is me bringing it to radio, right? So I guess this is
Joyce, that is the only reason I listen to after I left country is Nigeria Info.
Okay.
Aside maybe TV sometimes.
Yeah, but let's do like a nursery school math here. So if you look at the entire media world in Nigeria, how many can we truly be in comparison to the number of people in the country?
Joyce,
wow.
The number of media, even if you have, let's say we have 10 media, either radio, TV station, I am telling you, people who will be on the neck of the government over this matter may not be more than 1.5 or 2 out of the 10.
Wait, so but at least hold on, you can't wait. You can't sit there and just keep blaming the media. So this is one media now. Okay, I've done something about the matter. What happens next? You want to blame other media houses?
I've told you that is the reason I listen to Nigeria.
Yeah, but so what happens after now?
We follow the trend. They will follow the trend. They will follow the matter up. But is it only Nigeria Info that Nigeria that should be talking about the madness of the government?
Wait,
talking about the madness of the government?
Is there
that is the problem.
Okay, this is not going away.
Because an injury, you people will tell us an injury to one is an injury to all. If every radio station, every television station started and saying this man is wrong, this man is right, is not wrong, you will see how government will also react as well.
Do you not see the power that the people have? Because you're placing the media above the people. Do you not see the capacity of the media of the people?
Joyce, if you go outside,
this is something.
Let's agree that some of us go outside now. They will say we are terrorists. So and if we come to radio and speak about it, at least nobody can hold me responsible and say I'm a terrorist. And so that's why we are talking about it. And for me, if there is another, Arise is hearing, Channels is hearing, Ray Power is hearing, all these radio stations, if they are hearing, these are what they should be doing now. Because as time goes on, Joyce, nobody will be ready to speak for the country. Okay. I bet it with you, with this kind of president we have, that even the terrorists will be showing their face. Our DSS will not locate them. Let me go out and abuse Tinubu tomorrow. Let me go out and all this nonsense classified information they are talking about. Let me release one tomorrow. And every day we'll see video of people killing another person. The person will show himself. He will show how he kill people. He will show all manner of disgruntled things. And up to today, the DSS, the NIA nonsense, or the police, the army, they will not do anything to arrest those guys. And they will show their face, they will show their gun, they will show all manner of things they do, and nobody will
so much
to arrest them.
I thank you so much for calling.
Somebody will say, Tinubu, go and buy a yacht. Why will you go and buy a yacht? And you started looking for the person up and down, as if the person. Have we forgotten how they arrested this? This is
the fifth time I'm saying thank you.
Okay, Joyce, thank you. Thank you for the good job you are doing. Thank you.
Where are we? Welcome,
good
at
afternoon.
least. Okay, good.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Heaven,
Hello, good
please.
afternoon.
Welcome. Good afternoon to you.
You have Usman on the line.
Welcome, Usman.
Yes, it is worthy to note that every government of the world has their own classified documents. You know, and most times those documents contain some dirty things they've done behind the scenes, or rather stupid things they've done behind the scenes, and they don't want anybody to know about those classified documents. However, it is the responsibility of government to keep their classified documents safe. If government is careless to let their classified documents, to get into the hand of someone, then it is their fault. And if government is not happy with the fact that someone is, exposing their classified documents, what they should do is to charge that person to court, but not to unlawfully, arrest someone and detain him for more than 1 or 2 weeks. So earlier, Madam Oboli spoke about, she said they can't arrest terrorists, but they are arresting protesters and, other people that are exposing classified documents. What you don't understand is a protester, someone who is criticizing government, someone who is exposing, classified documents is a bigger threat to the government than a terrorist. Because a terrorist is not a threat to the politicians. The politicians are very secure. So they don't care if a terrorist will kill 150 people in a certain place, because they know that it won't affect them. But someone who is sharing classified documents is a threat to them. In fact, they see that person as a terrorist because the person is fighting them, and they don't want anyone to fight them.
Let me ask you.
That is it.
I want to ask you a question. What, in your judgment, as far as governance is concerned, is a greater problem? Terrorists killing people and someone releasing classified document. Now, I'm not asking you to tell me what you observe. I'm asking you to think and give me your own response from your own human conscience. What is a bigger threat? Is it terrorists killing people or someone releasing classified document? What's a bigger problem?
Now, are you asking for my opinion?
I don't know why you called me if you were not going to give me your opinion. I want your opinion.
Okay, my opinion is the bigger threat is terrorists that is killing people.
So, if you are a free citizen, and by your own judgment, the bigger problem in this country is terrorists killing people, can we justify the government when the government arrests someone, releases quote-unquote secret document, and then the government tortures them?
It is not justifiable.
Okay.
In fact, it is unlawful.
Okay.
It is unlawful.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. The sunny side. Welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Sure. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria.
You have a man on the line. I'm calling you from Ekwe.
Great.
Nigeria government don't frustrate Nigerians. I listened to Abiola and I disagree with him to some certain extent. The Nigeria media has tried a lot. If you remove the Nigeria media, from the status quo, things will get worse. In fact, things will have been destroyed. We talked about the issue of Akpabio the other day, who we were saying to Natasha Akpoti that she was speaking like somebody in the club. A blogger took it up, and at the end of the day, he apologized. The answers that happened, it was the media that reported a case of some police officer who shot dead somebody in Asaba and drove his car away. The media took it up to a certain extent. In fact, there was a particular media when the protest started, that they have their headquarters in Lagos, that never took up the story. But at the end of the day, when the people took up the issue, that particular TV station was forced to report the protest, because at the beginning it was here nor there, for the TV station. And the people almost even chased away the TV station, when they could cover the protest. So the people should ordinarily take up issues. The media has tried it best. Now, let me go to the government.
Hurry up.
There are some people within the circle of governance. Perhaps the drivers, the clerks, those who carry files around, who are paid peanuts. When you carry files around, or you are a driver, or maybe you are a cleaner in one government institution, you have access to, you are paid maybe 50,000 naira. The bus you are driving, is paid maybe 2 million naira every month, has a lot of allowance, have how he takes his or her hand, into the cookie jar, steals a lot of money. At the end of the day, rolling into 50 million, in a month. And you are living on the salary of 70,000 naira. The worst that happens is that it gives you with 10,000, 20,000 naira at the end of the month. And you say you have access to some of this information. You give it to people who are fighting the government. So they themselves should do a cleanup. Now, a cleanup, I mean, is not that chasing out people who they are oppressing within the circle. But cleanup in the sense that they're being fed, to everybody and being fed. If you are being fed to everybody, you are being fed to, the reality is that you are being fed to yourself.
That's not what a cleanup is. Come on now. We know what a cleanup is. Maybe you need another word, but a cleanup is certainly not what you mean.
The cleanup I mean that should not happen is that don't say you want to fire people who leak classified information.
We have a bigger problem here. We have a Nigerian in police custody for leaking documents. There's no hypothetical situation around here. There's a problem on hand.
That Nigeria in custody who leaked the classified information, somebody gave the information to him.
Okay.
That is what I mean.
That the person should not be fired.
He should not be fired.
Okay.
Those who are spending extravagantly should be the one, who should sit down and...
But you have lived long enough to know that's not going to happen tomorrow. You know already. Why are you doing this thing where you are assuming that the solution is supposed to... is a figment of an imagination? Come on now. You know it's not going to happen. That's why he released it.
Nigerians are gullible. I absolutely say Nigerians are gullible. Because the best form of protest, the best form of cleanup, is at the ballot. A lot of people in the position of authority have no business being there.
Why are you using the word cleanup? Look, if you support the government and you think what the government is doing is good and they just need to tighten their bolts here and there, fine. I have no qualms with it. But because that's really what a cleanup is. Like, okay, keep your house in order. Make sure everybody who's in office is in with the government. That's really what a cleanup is. What do you mean when you say a cleanup?
Maybe I should rephrase that.
Yeah, maybe you should call me back, actually. Nigerians. The sunny side is worthy of note, and God help us today. Make it back. Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine. This, Mr. Frank. Let me conclude on what I was telling about when the people says that Nigerians are gullible. Are you hearing me? Nigerians are not gullible.
Okay.
Just for instance, before the small protest that happened, before that protest, they collected a 7 weeks vacation, which some of them ran away. They did not travel and they ran away. Why did they run away? Because they know who Nigeria is, because they have tested it.
Oh, Lord.
So assuming that they think that Nigerians are gullible, all of them could have been here and saying that nothing will happen, but they all flee away. It has not ended. The hand of the clock is...
Have you benefit from this, your logic? What was the benefit of that?
The benefit is because one of the benefits I have is because we have sent an information. And that is why I said that it's a small protest. And it has told them that the big one is coming very soon.
Oh, these hypotheticals.
And now
Okay.
the small one happened and they collected 7 weeks. When the big one will come, I don't know where they will end it. Because if they know that, if they think that Nigerians are gullible, Why did they run away? Just like somebody like...
I can't believe what you're holding on to. I honest to God can't believe what you're holding on to. It's not even a victory, but yet you cling so desperately to it. I'm going to say thank you so much for calling. I want to say that I think I assume...
There's no problem. We will get there.
Sure.
That's happening. We will get there when the hand of the clock will stop. We will get there, and we will all remember today. When they said that a hungry man...
The reason I brought this conversation to radio... Do you think nobody should disregard or undermine the government by releasing classified documents?
Classified documents or not classified documents. When they get their own documents, they will release it to us. It is not classified document. But when we get our own document and release it, it will be a classified document, Daddy.
Thank you so much for calling.
Did you know what that was?
No.
When somebody said that a hungry man is an angry man, did you know what brings that word?
I wish you would just stick to the topic. I can understand your rage, but it stands outside the conversation.
When somebody says that Nigerians are gullible, but there's no problem. Whatever that is happening, let it be happening. I'm that somebody that keeps record of whatever that is happening, and that day I will still remember what happens today.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it.
We must get victory.
The sunny side. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I can't believe it. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, Lady J.
Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
I'm a guy from Satellite Town.
Good. What's it you can't believe?
The way you hold on to certain conversations. The thing is, let me just go straight to what I want to say.
What am I holding? Wait. What conversation did I hold on to?
No, I was thinking about, I just remember the caller from UK. I was talking about Nigerians and being gullible and all that.
Oh.
You see, the last protest made a statement. I used to think that Nigerians were gullible. I think that consciousness is coming up. Finally, the man has not died in Nigeria completely. Because we're talking about the case of people now, David Hussein and the rest of them. Besides these people, a lot of other people have availed Nigerians with sensitive information that Nigerians are supposed to act on, even on the floor.
The actual question is, should a Nigerian release sensitive information? Well, I don't. These ones are not so sensitive, really. But at least according to the perspective of the government, they say it's unlawful possession, linkages of classified documents, and cyber-related.
Can I refer you to that Freedom of Information Act 2011?
Okay.
Signed by Journal on May 28, 2011. I have it. It said the purpose and objectives of the Act, as stated in its preamble, are 1, to make public records and information more freely available. 2, to provide for public access to public records and information. 3, to protect public records and information to the extent consistent with the public interest and protection of personal privacy. 3, to protect serving public officers from adverse consequences for disclosing certain kinds of official information without authorization. That protects serving public officers. Then, finally, let me wrap up with this. To establish procedures for the achievement of these purposes and for other related matters. Now, who determines what is the classified information? Is it up to the government to determine? Having arrested this guy, why not allow him, accord him his rights, and let him have his day in court? Let the court be able to determine if he has acted within the purview of the law or outside the law.
Do you think this government is in that vein abusing power?
They are abusing power. And what do you expect? When someone bulldozes himself his way to power, when somebody snatches, grabs, and runs away with power, what do you expect? He's not going there to serve you. We're talking about arresting people now who have divulged information to the public. What about protesters who also came out to say, okay, what is happening like this is not okay for us. We are hungry. Many of them are still languishing in detentions around the country. So the question that we should be asking is, who determines what is a classified information in this instance? Is it up to the government now who now arrests somebody, denies him of his rights, denies him medical attention, denies him his attorney, access to his attorney, denies him feeding and the rest of them? How does that justify even if you have grown foul of the law?
Hold on a second. I want to quickly go off on a break. You may have to call me back, all right?
I'm holding on.
We have gotten to a crossroads on Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ National Tournament of Champions, and one winner must emerge. Nigeria, meet your finalists. Mary Uke Ashia and Oluwalade Demilade will go head-to-head, toe-to-toe on Thursday, beginning at 3 p.m. Their first topic will be, should developed nations increase financial aid to developing countries?
And at 4 p.m., they will debate the topic, is global media coverage of the Israel-Gaza conflict biased? I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me as we meet Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ National Champion of Champions on Thursday. I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters, now 2, 1 winner, 2 million naira. Sponsored by Lesheho Microfinance Bank, supported by Chrisland Schools, Olaiya Foods, Obiwizi, Call to Fly, Biloxi, and Massey Street Children's Hospital. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In this first episode, I speak with Amina Salihu, a feminist and a practitioner in the philanthropy field in Africa.
And so once a country does not prioritize the well-being of its teachers, you're also diminishing the value that you have put on education.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, so I have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, so to wrap up my thoughts, you like Mr. Boli mentioned the list of people, terror sponsors who were handed over. That was an information given to authorities. What did they do with it? So it appears that the Nigerian state is deliberately trying to deform the people by making sure that information does not get to them. Because if you go through this Speedo report, there is nothing I find classified in that information. That's why I say, who determines what is classified information? Is it a top intelligence? It's not like an top intelligence or information, or top secret service information. This has to do with government spending and the rest of them, from the little I've read. So let him have his day in court. Let him be arraigned. Let him be given his right, and let the court be able to determine if he has actually acted outside the purview of the law. And let us understand something. Nigerians are getting to that stage where they can no longer tolerate the sense of government. The last protest is a hint as to what might likely befall this country if those in power do not pay heed.
I want to hear you quickly interpret something because of time. A caller called in and said that the government finds it a bigger threat that someone releases classified documents than they see or deem the threats from, say, Boko Haram kidnapping people, or say...
I beg to differ.
Okay.
I beg to differ with all humility. You are killing the citizens of a country, and the government has sworn to protect the lives and property of people are watching. They're not even going after the sponsors of that dastardly act, and you're telling me that someone who releases classified information is worse than that person. I beg to differ.
Well, no, he was sampling the position of the government, and then I asked him what he thought, in his view, was the bigger threat, he said, "Okay, good." So I guess here there's a question of perspectives. That's what the government sees and what the people should or should not see.
The question is the said information, the said classified information. What was it all about? Juxtaposed with terrorists who are killing the citizens who you have sworn to protect. So for me, terrorists who are killing the citizens of a country are worse. They pose a greater existential threat than someone who has disclosed whatever they call classified information. Let that person who is being arrested be subjected to the judiciary. Let him have his day in court, and let him be able to tell us if this information he has made public, is it a classified information or not?
Yeah.
That's my case.
Thank you very much for calling. Okay, so 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. It's 2 p.m. on the clock. Means we have to be off on a break to bring to you the headlines, which is next. Don't go anywhere.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.39.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.